Look at this. Twice in a row, I'm on mute. Dang. Okay, so anyway, welcome to each and every one of you. This is your girl, Tomease, also known as Miss J. And we are here for this week's Real Talk Conversations here on Shaking Up the Algorithms. Thought I'd do a little something different for season 6 and really get more people engaged and involved in real life conversations. So, with that being said, some of our guests are slowly trickling in, so it's okay. We will definitely welcome them when they actually get in here. But today's topic is, can men and women be friends? Is that even possible? So we definitely want to get a female perspective as well as a male perspective on how this actually can work or can't work. So first and foremost, I am going to bring up two of my guests that's already here, and we are going to get down with the get down. So with that being said, let's bring up Dedrick Wilmer, and we are going to bring up Wisdom. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for being here. I appreciate you. I honor you, kings, for stepping in the room tonight. So thank you so much. And I can't hear either one of you. Is your mic on? Because I can't hear either one of you.
All right. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, Dad, I can hear you.
Appreciate you. Thank you. This
Nope.
Judy.
Anything yet?
I can't even hear.
Nope. I don't know what's going on, Dedrick.
What's going on? Oh,
Like I said, we are waiting for three other guests to come on. And like I said, as they come into the studio, I will go ahead and bring them up. But I guess we'll just kind of dive in a little bit. And Dedrick, as you get your audio together, you can chime in as well. Hopefully that'll be soon, because I really want to hear what you have to say. But what I'm going to do first, because I felt like it was imperative for us to have a bit of a dialogue starter. Okay. So I have 2 videos that I want to show that are basically talking about this particular topic. And then we can just kind of expand on it. So I'm going to play one of those right now.
But the idea of having a female friend, someone I hang out with often, who is my friend, and we're purely platonic, is garbage. It's garbage because as a man, I'm spending 99% of my energy finding a sexual partner. And any partner of mine who I'm also having sex with, my girlfriend, my wife, whoever it may be, she is my friend. There's no benefit from female friendship outside of the friendship I'm going to get from my partner. Truthfully, it can really be the same the other way around. If you have a man and you truly love him and he's your guy, you shouldn't really need other dudes. That's the truth. You shouldn't.
All right, so I've got one more video. One more. All right, hold on. Let's play that one.
All of my friends are men. I don't have female friends. I don't. I'm incapable of that.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, because, come on.
Because you have a wife?
Well, I have a wife, and I don't really have female friends. You're an attractive woman. There are some guys somewhere saying, yeah, we're friends. No, that's not true. He's your friend only because you have made it absolutely clear that nothing else is happening except this friendship we have. We remain your friends in hopes that one day there'll be a crack in the door, a chink in the armor, and trust and believe that guy that you think is just your buddy, he will slide in that crack the moment he gets the opportunity. Because we're guys.
Okay. Now, those were two different perspectives of the scenario, but honestly, I can relate to both of those. And I kind of agree to an extent with both of those. Because ultimately, you have some men, I would say, those that are younger, maybe a little more immature, right? They don't necessarily think in a logical way. They think, although they have two heads, they think with the other. So, with that being said, it causes them to gravitate to a woman for sexual gratification. That's like your first thing. You see someone physically, you're physically attracted, you find a way to connect with her, right? You start off as friends, but just like Steve said, if the door ever opens up, you're going to take advantage of that opportunity. But whereas with the first video, the guy was basically saying that, and which is true, I feel like if you consider the opposite sex your friend, there is no need for any other friends per se, or you know what I mean, any other male friends or any other female friends outside of, you know, a casual conversation or something of that nature or business related. But what's your take on that? Either one of you can kind of chime in.
Well, this is my take on that, and I'm gonna start with Steve first. Um, that is his input on that, because with him, ooh, I'm gonna get in trouble, but it's all right. He, first of all, men's like him, they're very quick to say or to make statements of that magnitude because they only look at it or think of it as one way. His show in particular, there is no men. They're only women, and he's telling them to think like a man. And he's telling them that they don't need a man. So how can you say that on one perspective, and on the other perspective, you're saying that they don't need he's incapable of being, you know, with their friendship? If that's the case, why? Now with the first gentleman, I understand where he's coming from totally, but I think with him it's more of a insecure thing with himself, because when you're insecure and you have trust issue within yourself, you're gonna look at it like that. You're gonna allow yourself and force it on your partner to try to be demanding or controlling, and that's where your relationship or potential relationship messes up at. That's where toxic comes into play. That's where domestic violence comes into play, and so forth and so forth.
Dedrick, how you doing over there? Are you able to speak yet? No, you're muted.
Oh my goodness. I'm supposed to be on the panel.
I just, you know, it's okay to have friends, but you got to know the line to cross and not to cross. If there's no trust, why even build a relationship in the first place?
My apologies. That was one of our guests, you know, so she is slowly coming in, but that's okay. Trying to reach out the next one. Hey, Anthony. I think this is just gonna be a male against me night. You know what I'm saying? It's okay though. I can stand it. I can take it. Okay. But wisdom, that makes a really good point as well. I want to kind of get another perspective as well. Dedrick, are you able yet?
I can hear you now. Now I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me?
I was at a Cowboys party.
Oh shucks. Oh shucks. Not the Cowboys.
Sorry, team. I'm sorry.
Well,
okay,
okay, you good now?
I'm good.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do, because Anthony, you kind of came in on the tail end. So I'm gonna replay the two videos that we were expounding on, and I want to get your take on it too. So I'm gonna go ahead and play both of those now. Okay.
But the idea of having a female friend, someone I hang out with often, who is my friend and we're purely platonic, is garbage. It's garbage because as a man, I'm spending 99% of my energy finding a sexual partner. And any partner of mine who I'm also having sex with, my girlfriend, my wife, whoever it may be, she is my friend. There's no benefit from female friendship outside of the friendship I'm going to get from my partner. Truthfully, it can really be the same the other way around. If you have a man and you truly love him and he's your guy, you shouldn't really need other dudes. That's the truth. You shouldn't.
All of my friends are men. I don't have female friends. I don't. I'm incapable of that.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, because, come on.
Because you have a wife?
Well, I have a wife, and I don't really have female friends. You're an attractive woman. There are some guys somewhere saying, yeah, we're friends. No, that's not true. He's your friend only because you have made it absolutely clear that nothing else is happening except this friendship we have. We remain your friends in hopes that one day there'll be a crack in the door, a chink in the armor, and trust and believe that guy that you think is just your buddy, he will slide in that crack the moment he gets the opportunity. Because we're guys.
All right. So now, I had my thoughts on that, and Wisdom kind of gave his thoughts as well. What do you think about that, Anthony? Because I know right now you're married, so you don't necessarily kind of fit the single perspective, but it still applies even in marriage. Like, do you have?
I'm not married yet.
Okay. Well, you have a significant other.
Yes.
How about that? Okay, so. Because you do have a significant other, right? Now, how does that affect your relationship? Like, my thing does your significant other or your lady feel like it's okay that you have female friends? I know you have a business or you share a business that generates a lot of female customers. So does that even, pose an issue at any time?
Now I'm giving you my point of view because I done did this right here.
Okay.
Now, I'm just telling you, I'm 55 years old. I think I done did it all. And I'm talking about from the fast money. I think I done did more than the average. And me in my head, I just know what a woman to do. I'm talking about a strip club woman, a classy woman, across the board woman. I done did it all now.
That's okay.
And I met my woman back in 19. Hold on. I met my woman back in 1989.
Okay.
The same woman who I'm with now, but we went our separate ways for a minute. And she would tell you, I'm kind of hood too. I say, baby, I fell in love with her back in 1989. I say, but I got some more. I got some more horn to do. I got some more. Huh?
At least you was honest.
Yeah, I was honest. Yeah. Yeah. Cause if I would have tried that back in 1989 when I was 19, across the board, that's not a good bet in Vegas. I would have caused all kind of pain. And I know this. I did it to some women.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm saying I know she the one for me. She the one for me across the board. Best friend. I knew this was my best friend. So how could you hurt your best friend? I mean, got my best interests across the board. and it ain't about no money. It's oh, that's out the equation right there. Cause I never had the money. She had the money
Right.
and was always willing to share with me.
That's a blessing. That's a
And
blessing.
and back then, if I could have got myself together. But you know, me being young and arrogant, I'm thinking with my not this head, my other head. That's how, and that's how I feel. That's how all black men do. You can have, hey, you can have a diamond silverback gorilla, and you'll mess it off and go back down there to that ghetto. That was back then. I'm talking about that was. But this thinking now, what I got going on, and like you say, we got our own business. Now, my DM do be popping though, but I'm not worried about none of that. None of that.
Right.
None of that. No. And I told my woman that, and you asking me what I really thought about it. I
Right.
said, baby, right now in my life, right now, Janet Jackson could come right here. I be done told you put your clothes on. I don't want nothing from you. Nothing. Nothing. And I mean that across the board. My friends be telling me, Slim, man, if you know what just happened to me and from where I come from oh, I thank you. And I'm getting ready to get married. I'm getting ready to.
Okay.
So
Congratulations.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. I mean,
And
but
and
again, it took you having to grow. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, then.
across the board had to grow up. Thankful I didn't get number one kid out of that. I didn't get number one kid out of all of that.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
good.
yeah. And that's just me. I just keep now I ain't saying I'm bad, but I know I'm something to look at. I'm 6'9". Every woman want a tall and dark, handsome man. If I had some money in my pocket, that's all you gotta do is have those two. Have some charisma about yourself. I know to make a woman smile.
Right.
I know
Right.
to and not none of that, but I'm just saying I don't hung around pimps, the best of them. But that's not in my heart to treat a woman like that.
Right.
I could not never do that.
That's
Never. I tried it now. I tried it, but that ain't I can't.
mm,
So
wow. Well, Dedrick, what is your take on it since now we got some audio going?
Slim, I gotta make this comment. So Slim, you're my elder. So my question to you is that are you in a part of your life that you value yourself based on values or based on you being 6'9", tall, dark, and handsome? You were saying, or a couple of dollars. So do you value based on your values or based on the superficial part of you? That's my question to you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
this part of my
Honestly.
life right now, that's
Mhm.
all I want is love and understanding. I don't worry about none of that. Me and I got it. See, everybody's situation is different. Your situation is different. His is different, and hers is different. For my
Right.
everybody's situation is different, totally different on here. And I'm just getting it from my point of view. Hey, long as she got, and I'm the only one in Houston now. I'm the only one. I don't have no family in Houston. It's
Mm,
me, and she don't have no family in Houston. She's from California. She's dependent on me, and I'm dependent on her. So I can't, I not, and fail. Nah, I can't turn my back on her because she'll never do it to me. She'll
right.
never do it to me. But money is that's a tool you must have. That's a tool you must have. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been a hustler all my life. And she just turned me on to a multi-million-dollar hustle. That's all she and I never go in front of her. You did that for me. I wouldn't care if I'm bigger than her, whatever. This your show. This is your show.
And Tomease, I'll be honest with you, as as people of color, we have different delegations. And
Right.
within those different delegations, you have different paths. Some people come from more of a survival path. Some
Mm-hmm.
people come from a path of opportunity. And the issue in is that it's finding people that is consistent to your values beyond if you're 6'9" or 5'4", 325 or 145. You know what I'm saying? Light skin, dark skin, got a couple of dollars or don't have a couple of dollars, a nurse, a doctor, a pharmacist, or or working the graveyard shift at a factory. And I bring all this up because of the fact that sometimes that we don't have a type. In order that you're going to be friends with somebody after when there's a breakup or a disappointment, there's a transition. Are you transitioning, become friends to lovers, back to friends, or you come from flesh to I call infatuation or lust into supposedly love or convenience or what's an opportunity, and then that equates to hate. So it's hard to have friendship after a relationship when the foundation was never set on love. Because if you love that person and you really in tune with that person, you're not going to remove that person, like what Anthony said, the fact that you're not going to turn your back on each other. But it's easy to turn your back each other when there was not a foundation ever set because those values was never aligned.
Ooh, now that is deep. That is deep. I mean, and that kind of reminds me of something a friend of mine had mentioned too about having a foundation with someone. And it's almost like, you have, females or males always saying, well, this is what I bring to the table, right? But, but the thing of it is, he said that what good is it of what you bring to the table if you got a raggedy table? You need a foundation in order to hold the capacity of what you're bringing, right? So I thought that was really profound. Hold on, we got our next guest coming up. Hey, Brise, how are you? So
hey,
glad.
baby, come off the mic. But you said something that was profound when you just said that table. Don't table. Talk about I bring the table, like what your table look like together. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But that makes a lot of reference even to having a friendship. A friendship, no matter how it turns out, whether it leads to something romantic or not, it has to have a specific foundation in order to thrive. And if it doesn't have that, that's when you're going to have issues of resentment or bitterness or disloyalty or dishonesty for that much, because you haven't put the right components into that friendship in order to watch it grow.
But to me, you got to be transparent to one another at the beginning. You have to be open, honest, based on because everyone has a past. So there's a previous experiences prior to you coming through the door. And so you have to be open and honest to let that person know, hey, these are my triggers. These are my setbacks. These are my imperfections. But what has happened, we live a society and a culture now that everything has to be a production like. Everything has to be perfect. So if you go off course whatsoever, then you're going to get, called upon up to termination. And that termination leave a block. Don't call me no more. I don't want to know you no more. And it's like, what did you do? So then you left with your hands wide open, like, and not able to have peace because you're like, what did I do wrong? All I was trying to do is be honest and transparent to my situation. But again, our society is led by the book, the tweet, the gram, the talk, and everything other social media platform. Back in the days, we Ebony Magazine, Black Enterprise, and Jet, was in the church was our source of information and source of guidance. Now we're guided by a unrealistic metra of our society. And that's what destroyed the foundation of a friendship. And that's why it took Anthony a little bit more years to find someone that really, really allow him to be himself. The problem is, do we bring people in our lives that accept us, not accept our greatness, not accept our good, they accept our imperfections.
Correct.
Who love our imperfections more than they love our perfections. So once you have that, goes back, I keep saying, then you have that alignment. But we don't want that because we really don't want love. And it goes back to our mother. Did your mother have love? If your mother never had love and all the man was only good for based on what he contribute financially or materialistic or whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's like you earn points based on what you do, physically, not based on your values. Values last forever. Physicality only make it from Christmas Day to MLK Day. I don't know. When I was a kid, man, those toys got old by the time we got MLK Day rolled around. The toys got old. You kept playing the same old toys. That's why I said, or you're a boy toy or you're a female toy. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop playing with toys and start building relationships with people. And those relationships will always engage a friendship. It's not about a title, because that person always said, that's good people. That's a great person for my life. Regardless if you with them based on what title, what status of your life, you don't want to let that person go because they're great people. But we don't evaluate people like that anymore. It's what have you done for me lately? Okay.
Right.
Or what are you going to do for me next?
Right.
And that's what has to change. But again, it's because that's the deflection of the opposite of love. Because we don't want love. We want the benefits of love, but we don't want to do it with love and go through the trials and tribulations that love brings.
Well, I totally agree with everything that you said, and you're right. Love itself requires a certain level of sacrifice and work that comes along with it. And you're right. People do not want to put in that work. They're looking for microwave affection. You know what I'm saying? So with that, with that being said, it's like everybody wants it right now. You know what I mean? And as Slim had said earlier, I too can relate. I'm not hood, but I digress. Put it that way. But my thing is, I have run across a lot of people in my past that have wanted everything fast money, fast cars, fast women, fast men, and then as they get older, now they're in a stage of life where it's like, excuse my language, damn, I wasted so much time. You know what I mean? Because I was thinking about frivolous things. Now I'm at a level in my life where I want that stability. I want that, commitment. And because you never really took the time to impart that, even as a young adult, it's like now you don't even know where to begin. You don't even know where to start because you never took the time to even cultivate that type of mindset in order to do so.
True.
Now it's like you're an older adult and you're just basically throwing yourself out into the lion's den trying to find a relationship or find somebody that's willing to work with you. And unfortunately, because we have so many, I would say, broken adults, men and women, it's hard now to be able to find an individual that is willing to be honest or that is willing to be transparent and vulnerable. Because so many times that is used against you and looked at as weakness.
But Tomease, how can you be transparent when people fear rejection, when it's easy to reject? The biggest blow to you ever do somebody is to reject somebody. Rejection is hard. That is takes a lot of mental toughness to take a rejection. So that's why it's so hard. Let me say this, Slim. Let me say this. That it's so hard to be honest. So then we get into more production mode. Like I always say, I don't have a playbill. So a playbill is what you receive when you go to any production. They give you the kind of like the outline, to give you the almost the overview, and also to the itinerary of what's going to happen with that production. So I'm not perfect. But we expect perfection. I make mistakes, but you don't supposed to make that mistake. You're supposed to already know. And so we have to recalibrate our expectation of life. And we say these things, but we don't do these things.
Correct.
And it's going to take women of color like yourself and others and to actually advocate that, say, hey man, I know you have a past. I know you have faults. I know you have mistakes. Don't worry about that. I got your back. And that's what probably why Anted all these years decided to go ahead and cross the broom in a few weeks and a few months, because he finally over these years found somebody to separate themselves of excellence, not just be just like everybody else that he been with. Go ahead, Anthony. I'm sorry.
I like to chime in too.
Okay, go ahead, Bree.
Go ahead.
Hi everybody. I'm still at work as you can see. I agree with you, but there's only so much as you can take. And as far as it being vulnerability, I think that getting yourself in a position and say that you actually want to date, then you have to commit to that just like you would do anything else, like a job or anything else. And you have to understand that you're dating and it's going to be some vulnerability, and that's what it should be. I don't like men, unfortunately, that get the cop out because they're not expressing themselves or they can't express themselves. No, you can express yourself and you don't have to feel like you're going to get hurt. Not every woman is on that same page with that other woman did. I feel sometimes that we are other women are being blamed and being it's a test. So let me see if I do this to her, she's gonna act this way. If I do this, how she's gonna react. Let me see how angry she'll get for if I do this, or if I don't text. Let me see how long it takes for her to text. Let's stop playing these games. That's not you like me, I like you. Let's just call it what it is. It's way too much for me to have to go back and you're acting like you're in your 20s and you're not be able to comprehend the conversations that we had with each other that day, that night, and then you say, "Oh, I forgot," or it's just too many childish games that should be played. And that's all. And then when I call you out on it, even if you call me out on, you sit there and you say, "Hey, okay, you know, I called you out on it," and that's just something that you just do just to see if you know how I was gonna react. Once I called you out on it, please don't keep playing on games with me because I don't want to keep meeting new people. I don't want to keep doing this.
Correct.
I want to be in a relationship. That's why I got on a dating app. That's why I took out the time for me to write out these things and pick these little cute little pictures, not with my mom or my kids or my dog, because I'm not dating any of them. So don't get upset with me if I bypass you because I'm going towards you. Then I'll get to know everybody else. Then I'll get to know some other things. But don't show me your avatar. And then when I pull your cord and you say, "Oh, I'm actually like this," yes, because these are games that I have already seen. We're too old for this. Way too old. But back on mute.
That makes a good point. That makes a good point. But Anthony, let me get what you were gonna say as well.
Okay. What you say? Say that again.
I said you were gonna say something before Bree started, so
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna get your point.
On the yeah, I would. On the men can't be friends with women. I don't really think so. That's just me. That's just personally me. I don't think so. And I'm at the age now, and I got a bunch of. I'm 55. I got a bunch of friends who can't even leave their phone around their woman. And I just I be in my head. Excuse my. I be like, now she got to be the craziest on this side of the Mason Dixie line if she gonna go for that. Cause I would go for it. If my woman phone ringing all time of night, no, I don't, no, mm-mm. We ain't gonna do. We ain't got time for that. And
Right.
that's what it is. A bunch of people out here in Houston, Texas, play games like that. Now I don't know where none of you guys from, but out here in Houston, everybody is doing everybody. Oh, they
Mhm.
clubbing, yeah, they clubbing and rubbing down here.
Well, I mean,
Love
Slim, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna go back to what Bree said, and I'm gonna go back to what you just said. It's all based on what part of your life that you in. And like Bree said, like she was talking about that she's on the dating apps and everything else. Of course, it's an app. So there's a mission. So what is the mission? Ass or relationship? Okay.
Mm.
There's no middle.
No, but
So
dig, what?
I'm Slim. I'm gonna throw this, but I'm gonna let you inject in. So there's two
Okay,
missions.
yeah.
So the key is the fact that everyone is going to put that specific avatar as your mission in order to accomplish the mission. Then you have that small, slim third or in the middle that really, really wants to mind their everyday life. And so the quest is the fact that is having that initial conversation on honestly, what is your mission? So it goes both ways. Is that people, and but you, at the end of the day, you have to have a specific type. And I said that from the beginning of the time. If you don't have a type for its values, it could be looks, it could be all those type of values. How do you know what you want if you don't have a type, guys?
See what I
You're
did?
saying
Let,
because
let
all
me
you're
let me
doing is
answer
trying to
that.
process people in out of your life. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Let me answer that. Now, I agree with you. You have to have values. You have to have a certain, on both sides. You have the height, you have the short, you have the in between, you have the size. I met women that say, "Well, I don't go by the outside." Okay, you go by the inside. I'm cool with you. I've met women that only go by the outside. We call, as you stated earlier, microwave. That's why you never get that far. That's why you still where you at. But when it comes to um, type, again, I can only speak on me. I can't speak on everybody else, even though I'm from Georgia. It doesn't matter where you're from. I want to make that clear. It doesn't matter what state you live in. It's how you were raised. It's about what you are, what he or she settling for or looking for. You can be around the environment all day. You can be in the ghetto all day. That doesn't mean the ghetto makes you. It only makes you if you allow it to control and dictate who you are. Yes, you can have some ghetto ways, but does that necessarily saying, well, I blame the ghetto for my relationship? No, no. Now, do me personally, do I have a type? No. I look for a woman based on the inside and who she is. Because your outside appearance, this is reality. You can be the most handsome man and the most gorgeous woman in this world. Your outside appearance gonna change.
But wisdom, who said type was about a physicality? And that's what you misperceive. Type is about values. Type is about what is you bring home to your mom and your dad when you was 15, 16 years old, going to your second dance or probably your junior prom. Because I know I had a mother that set a standard on what will be brought to 6833 Oakside Drive.
My mama.
Okay. And so if you had a mother that set a standard on what to be brought, that it follows generation to generations. But if you ask a woman, if a woman asks you, and ladies, you know, I'm being honest, Tomease and Bree, if you ask a man, do he have a type? He told you no. What are your thoughts? Is be honest and be transparent. Bree,
you gotta like me. You have got to be looking for this 4'10" brown skin, half Rican, half Creole black girl that grew up in the hood, not ghetto, but I can get there. I can cook, clean. You looking for me. You're not looking for somebody. I don't have a big booty. That's not what I have. I have other things. I have you looking for me. So you can't sit there and tell me that if you don't tell me skin ain't doing something for you, this and the third, I'm out. I'm out. And you gotta look for me. You gotta be looking for me.
Tomease, hear me up. If a guy come and tell you he don't have a type, what is the first thought come in your mind when he don't have a type? He's gonna give you a vague statement, but not specific to his bride. What is your thought? What is your first thought? Honestly,
Well,
honestly, keep it real.
I intend to. But honestly, I feel like any man that is not specific enough, to me, it's almost as if you really don't know what you want. You'll take whatever you can get because you don't want to be rejected.
Because some people just shoot their shot on everything. And it's one of the reasons why they create a merry-go-round. They create this merry-go-round because they're not specific to what you want. I'm a hiring manager. I've been a hiring manager, man, for almost the last 30 years, okay? So I know specific to a quality employee who is a job fit and culturally fit. If they don't meet the JFI and cultural fit, I'm not going to invest our time and resources and money in bringing that person onto the team. No different for bringing in your life. They have to be culturally fit and fit the role to deal with one another, okay? Regardless of socioeconomics, okay? Regardless of location, okay? Sisters and brothers, we come, like I said, we come from different delegations, okay? We come from different backgrounds, but you know what's a union, what can bring a union to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like I believe what Wisdom said earlier, it's not about the looks. Looks are cute. That gets old. It's all about somebody that you can cultivate. You know what I'm saying? If something happened between both of you, can you still be cool? Because that's why a lot of children, we have a lot of children that are not taken care of by co-parenting because people can't get along because they got each other based on physicality. They got it on, like you said, Wisdom, you hit it on the money. You got on that, but they never got on based on the values that they share one another. They laying in the bed, Somebody got pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And then it goes hell from high water from there. Okay. Because
And they try to
values
please
was never
everybody
set.
else.
You said what
They
was
try to please. They try to please everybody else. Oh, girl, you need to talk to him. Oh, homie, you need to talk to her. If it don't fit you, stop trying to please John, Jimmy, Susan, and Hollywood in them. That's another reason why a genuine relationship, or quote, genuine love, doesn't last.
Right.
That's why we settle, for some of us, settle for microwave. Nowadays, we can't even say it's microwave. It's less than a second.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's be honest.
You're right. Absolutely.
And we got to be true. And that's the thing is by, and I put this on Tomease, I put this on you, Bree. You all have to do a very, very, very good job, especially on social media, because where we got information, and just be honest. Stop just
Mhm.
walking away from people's lives. Stop just giving up because the disagreement they go your way, or the control factor
Thank
like
you.
that. Because he
Say it
work a
again.
lot, because he find you. I can find 1,000, a gazillion things to find issues with somebody. But I always say, can you create a margin of error? Okay. Everything does not require, it takes, in order to fight a battle, a war had to be started. Okay.
Yes.
So where did the war start in order to fight battle?
Arguing.
But the war started before you walk into their life, because they never let go the person that they truly love with, truly in love. They never let that person go because they never had peace. So when you walk into their life, you walk into battles from Gettysburg to Natchez to Atlanta
New York.
to New York to Tokyo to Hiroshima and all the rest of the places. Pearl Harbor is because of the fact that they still haven't let go and still not called a ceasefire or ended or had a treaty of the war before you walk into the door. So you jumping into battles on top of battles. And that's why I pledge to you, Tomease and Bree, is to go out and let people know that let it go. That man gonna get the same triggers, probably do the same thing, probably talk the same way, eat the same damn Whopper as the dude who broke your heart. Stop allowing those flashbacks, those PTSD moments to bring back, harbor that pain. Get you some help. And realize that God give
But
you
this is the
another
thing
second,
too.
minute, hour, day, week, month, year, decade, and hopefully another lifetime. So you have given another opportunity. Let it go. And I pledge to you, Bree and Tomease, to say something about this. Don't keep in this platform. Let the world know this. Because our sisters need some serious help. Because it's not
They
good
do,
out there.
because it's a double standards, and they make genuine kings pay for something that they didn't even do, and vice versa. So that's why it's a trigger. That's why it followed down to the following generation, to the next generation, to the next generation. So then it now becomes, okay, when, like you just said, when is it going to stop? Because it's only going to do one or two things. You're either going to be dead or in prison.
Well, I mean, my standpoint on that, and Dedrick, you made a lot of really good points. And you're right. A lot of women should put themselves in a position to release the hurt or whatever that they may have had from their past and not take that into their new relationships. But that also goes both ways, because a lot of times, like I said, you encounter broken and hurt people. And the reason why they're still carrying a lot of this baggage oftentimes is because they put themselves in situations where they have predicated their love or their validation by the other person that they're with. So when it doesn't work out, it's like now you're carrying that resentment and that hurt because you felt like this person didn't love you, or this person didn't accept you, or this person didn't welcome you with open arms. So now you're going into another relationship, but you're now thinking, well, this person is going to do me the same way, or this person said the same thing that he said. And you know what I mean? So it's almost like until you get to a point, male or female, when you are in a position where you heal yourself, you love yourself, you honor yourself, you will then establish those boundaries and those standards and values so that you will automatically say to the person that you're with, hey, this is who I am. This is what I'm about. You know, I'm honest about this, and the third. You know what I mean? And if they're not able to meet that, then you already know what you need to do.
Bounce.
Exactly.
Hit the road, Jack.
But you know, I know guys, I see it as a consensus, but we always want to walk away. It's easy to walk away. The easy thing in life is to give up and walk away. But we don't give
Yeah.
opportunity for a person to say, hey, okay, let me get it together. Let me work on this. It's not everything's not a pip. We love to put people on pips and fire them 15 days later. Okay. But we don't, if you bring a person to your life, it's your responsibility to make it work, to make it last, to make it worthwhile. Stop eliminating people. That's the problem. We got to this cutthroat mentality. We want everybody else to accept us, but when can we accept others? And that's a person pleasure each one of us. And Anthony, you're doing it right now. Is that we have to accept the person imperfections. Correct. Okay, because that's something that brought you to that person. And Bree ain't gonna get it because Bree just right now she's doing somebody's homework assignment, and then she probably click on the next somebody like on some dating app that she just doing. But you know, saying she's going about 5 of them already. You know, I mean,
it's about 12 actually. It's about 12.
What you say, man?
Let me tell you something about that.
12 already.
Overnight. Even she was married. I never been married. She been married 2 times.
Wow.
Me too.
And it didn't work, but I always call like every 10 years. Every 10 years. But I ain't trying to get with you. But in the back of my head, I'm like, damn, I effed up. Man, this is the one that I supposed to have this one. And
hindsight is 2020 is powerful, bro.
I just called and it but she always told me you can always miss. It's always that one. She said you could miss my. She said you could miss my. You were one I cheat on. Cause when we was together, when we was back, I always was a gentleman. Everything never took nothing, but I wasn't ready to just to commit and be one-on-one with her. No, I knew I would. Hey, if she would have came to Houston, she would be calling me everything but a son of God. So the timing wasn't right. 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 And it just happened now. And when I say the timing was, I'm from the old school. I seen my granddaddy do things. He never gave my grandmother the check or nothing. I give this woman the check because I know everything can goddamn be taken care of. I know everything.
That's trust.
I haven't never been with a woman. Out of all my 55 years, I've been with a bunch of them. Every Sunday we have a money meeting. Every Sunday we have. I'm talking about she done opened my horizon to a whole bunch of things. Every Sunday, and we talk about the money. I done sold more dope than the law allowed. My closest homeboy, we ain't do that deal. Either he was trying to fuck me, or I was trying to fuck him. So she ain't got no funny business. Excuse my language, but I just keep it real. That's just me. I just keep it real. And I know she ain't. I trust this woman with my life. Now I'll probably go to hell and she'll knock on the door with me, but she got to come back and tell the story. So
I believe you, man. I feel you. And
Bree, you about to say
something, Bree about to say something crazy.
I'm sorry. My background loud, y'all. I was trying to join.
Yeah, we hear those kids.
We love the kids. We love the kids.
Bless babies. But what makes you think all of us ain't ready? Why do I have to be? I literally was just talking to somebody and everything was right. And he just dipped off because he wasn't ready. That's not fair to me. You know, like, why I got to heal you?
Because you have no tolerance.
It's not
Let me say this. Wisdom, let me say this. You have no tolerance. You have zero tolerance because you know 5 minutes later, you're going to have somebody hit you up.
That's not
so you're not going to.
That's not where my zero tolerance come from. That's definitely not where my zero tolerance come from.
Where it comes from then?
It comes from the fact that I'm grown and I know exactly what I want. There's no reason for me to have to waste yours or my time. If we are not getting along at that particular time, it's not that serious.
It's called transition. Okay, nothing is microwave, as Tomease said earlier. It's a transition.
I can't
Who
do
say
it.
when you start a new job, do you go start the job just know all the systems, know all the process, and you just banging? No, it takes time to transition.
Actually, I'm pretty good at my new job. But no, what I'm saying is, no,
Well,
all
you're
I'm
the
saying,
exception.
it literally has to work both ways. You can't tell me that you like me and everything else, and next thing I
You
know,
looking for a fairy tale.
no.
No, let me say this. You, I hate to say this, but no, I don't. You looking for it to happen right overnight.
What? What's
If it,
wrong with that?
it
That
no,
don't
no,
mean
no,
I
no,
got
no,
to
no, no.
take
If it don't go your way right then and there,
Gone.
and you don't give, as he said, you don't give him a grace period or
I
quote
just
unquote.
that's my fault. He decided he wanted to go bye. I waited, and he did. Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with it. But whoever said I have low tolerance, I do. I block and delete somebody so fast. I really will. Like it's like I had a person the other day. I was talking to him, little young dude, and he was like, "Okay, well, Bree is your real name." I deleted him immediately. I'm not about to play with you about is this my name or not. It's just childish things I don't do. So you're probably right. You're probably right. I don't microwave.
But the thing is,
I don't
you
microwave.
have to.
What was that
Okay,
face for?
it goes back to what I said earlier. It's a double standard. Some women, I want to make this. No, I want to make this very clear. Some women really do have the mindset of if it don't go her way
Gone.
and the way she want it,
Gone.
it's gone. But now let us do it like he said. All hell will break loose. It always have been a double standard. But again, we teach the children there is no double standard, but we're lying to them.
Mm-hmm.
But when they do it and they just doing what they see us do, what you think the response is gonna be? They just looking at a reflection in the mirror.
I always say that.
I understand to a degree, right? Now, I kind of feel I can relate to Bree because when I was younger, I used to do that when I was younger, right? Quick fast. If in a month or two you're not showing me, what I need, then I don't have time. You know what I'm saying? Now that I'm older, I understand that there is a period that you have to cultivate that relationship. It's funny because I met a guy and he said, "Yeah, well, I gotta give a woman 365. I need to see you in all four seasons, right?" And I thought it was funny at first, but that makes so much sense because you have to be able to see a person in every capacity, good, bad, or indifferent, and then you can make a conscious decision as to whether or not that's someone that you choose to continue to keep on your team. But it does require. It is going to require you to be patient, knowing that yes, that person has a past, they have flaws, they have fears, and it's up to you to be able to talk and communicate with that person and find out what those things are and then work together to mend those things because you are now supposed to be each other's support. That's just me.
But it's two words you just said. Communicate, patience.
Woo! Say it again.
Communicate and patience.
Okay.
Patience, everybody's supposed to have, but not everybody use them.
Right.
Now, communicate, men communicate one way, women communicate another way. Now, when building a friendship that can lead to a relationship or business ship or whatever kind of ship, you like Slim said, you got to be on the same page. If not, why are we even talking? Hey, how you doing? I'll see you later. That's just me. I ain't finna waste your time. I ain't finna waste my time.
Right.
Like, no, for what? Why should it take you getting in your 40s, 50s, 60s to try to figure out what you want?
Correct.
But you got to have somebody's undivided attention. I look at Bree and Bree's all over the map.
I'm
Bree's all. Bree's all over the map. Bree never gonna be focused. So Bree like to multitask. We don't
Wait a
get no
minute,
She don't have patience because she don't have time management. And time management is very critical. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because
okay, my
again,
time management.
yeah.
Yes,
Oh my
time
God.
and
Oh, shoot. Where'd it go?
You know.
Where'd it go? Oh no, go. Minute, can I touch on that real quick?
let's go. I'm waiting for this.
Y'all can hear.
Behaviors
Yeah,
don't
we can
lie.
hear you.
Behaviors don't lie.
You breaking up, but we can hear you.
You can. I don't know why y'all can't hear me.
You showed up
We can
You
hear
hear
you.
me okay now?
You doing homework.
Oh, bad.
Your kids' homework. Cameras moving all around. Kids talking in the background.
Okay, it might be my time management.
Hey, but you want to eliminate everybody.
It might be my time management.
But do you hold yourself accountable?
That
Huh?
now see you now say that again. I'm gonna need you to say
Do
that
you
in slow
hold yourself
motion.
accountable? No.
That's another caliber right there.
No, I'm laughing because they called me out.
We want people to hold us accountable, but we don't want to hold ourselves accountable.
It's definitely my time.
That part right there.
I be having to do a lot of stuff.
All of us do stuff. It's called life.
Delegate.
It's called balance.
It is, but this wouldn't have been. I mean, so I thought I was gonna be done like 30 minutes. At least an hour ago, so I can do it all the time. But I'm pretty good at doing that. No?
I'll be one to ask you some questions.
But to me, I'm gonna say this, and you made the point earlier about the friendship after. You can. And well, based on what Slim said, the hardest part is that understanding what is your lane and what is your wrong, what are the boundaries. So you have to be with a mature person to understand boundaries, and because you have a lot of folks, if I can't have you, nobody else can have you. So they will destroy what you have if you're trying to maintain a friendship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why you can't be friends with everybody. But if somebody's mature enough to understand their boundaries and understand their role, then it's okay. But that's a lot of things got to go right in order for that to happen. And that comes from maturity. Or you're in a point in your life that you're mature to understand of your role. Somebody know how to be on the bench. Some people got to just be on the field. So can you be on the bench or be in the stands to support me, or you be rebellious because you feel you need to be on the field? Then you don't need to be nowhere around the stadium.
That's a good point right there, sir.
I mean, that is a good point, Reggie. That is a good point. And, accountability is so important in a relationship, whether it's the male providing or the female providing. But I can only speak for me. I have been in various situations where I have been compromising of people's behavior. Just like I expect, someone to be gentle with me. I'm not perfect. I'm flawed. I come with my own set of issues and challenges, right? But my thing is, if I'm willing to accept you and I'm willing to work with you in all of your mess, so to speak, I feel like I should be given that same courtesy because I'm here to help you heal. My thing is, now that I'm older, I understand what my role is. And biblically, women were made to be a helpmate. I'm here to help you. I'm here to support you. I'm here to build you and build us at the same time. You know what I mean? But my thing is, I can't feel one with myself if I'm now having to deal with an individual who is finding fault in everything that I do because it doesn't meet the expectation that they're expected. So that's part of the You know what I mean? My thing is, we all have certain expectations of people and things of that nature. But I feel like a lot of times that is kind of overshadowed and it is overrated, really, because now you're putting that person on a pedestal. And if they fall off, if anything that they do, doesn't equate to the expectation that you set when you put them on that pedestal, it's like now you look at them different.
And see, that's the biggest mistake that some of us make every day, putting he or she on a pedestal.
Correct.
That's the biggest mistake that we so quick to make. And for a man or woman to constantly tear their partner down or look for something or to sabotage it, guess what? You don't need that person in the first place. I hear a lot of people say, well, I can't just leave her, or I can't just leave him, or I love her, I love him. Just like you walk in, you can walk out.
Correct.
Now, I'm not saying that your feelings are not going to get over just like that, but you don't have to stay in that.
Mm-hmm. Mine do. That might be my. I can get your whole name. Now, be happy. If you can make it in my phone, you got a name. You did good. Most people. Yeah, I sorry. Look at them videos. Dang. Y'all taught me how to do it. I don't know what else to say. Very sweet and lovely. But I don't have. I'm sure. Confused, all that. But I don't have time to wait. So if it's gonna work, good. I'm moving on.
It's not that you don't have time to waste. It's more of, again, as someone stated earlier, allow him to make mistakes. You're not gonna find the perfect relationship.
Right.
If that's for all of us. If we looking for a perfect relationship, and I told my god sister this on yesterday, you might as well stay by yourself for the rest of your life because you're not going to find it.
Correct.
Period. You're not gonna find a man that's not gonna make mistakes, because he is. You're gonna argue. You're gonna have disagree to agreement. You're not gonna find a woman that's not gonna make mistakes. I'm sorry. If you do, let me know. Give me the secrets, because I'm sure looking for it.
Wisdom. I'm gonna say this, man. It goes back to age. I'm in my late 40s. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So most people have been married average of one time in their life. And they about to 40, 45. So most times they met their spouse was in college or in their mid to late 20s, which is a different mindset in your life. So you don't really have two adult concerns and issues at that time. So you don't really have those battles. There's no war that's been declared at that time. But as you go through a divorce, if it's through infidelity or something like that, then what's happened, the fact that you're going to be so potent, feel like, why are we arguing? Why is there disagreement? It's because you didn't have that in your 20s, because you didn't go through nothing in your 20s to even constitute that. But when you're 40s, you're going to constitute real adult issues called adulting. Okay. So our tolerance levels are not readjusted. We don't readjust anything because we still trying to compare to that initial high that we got back in our 20s. That high ain't never coming back. Okay. So we have to reset our expectation what time is today. And that's the problem. And until people make those readjustments, then we'll be in a better boat. And again, friendship will always take place if you make those adjustments.
Well, that definitely is true, right? That's definitely true. But again, I just feel like there are times in which individuals are not in a level of maturity where they understand again what their role and what their lane is. It's almost like you're aimlessly walking blindly, and then you're anticipating the other person to just say that that's okay when there's no sense of direction, right? So this is why you run into a lot of the pitfalls that you had, because first off, you already connected with somebody that doesn't have the same mindset or the same goal in which you
Right.
have, right?
Right.
So that's
Right.
downfall number one. Downfall number two, again, if you haven't gotten to a place in which you have really healed yourself of some of the pain from your past or the rejection or resentment or whatever from your past, all you're going to do is bring that into the next situation. So now you're basically going to be bleeding on the next person that you're with, right? So that's number two. Then number three, because of the fact that you have been in these situations, you haven't taken the time to even cultivate how to talk to an individual. That's why you have so many people, women, unfortunately, us, we will diminish a man before we build him up. You know what I'm
Destroy.
saying? Exactly.
Listen,
You know
you
what I mean?
preaching,
And
man.
that is all because we have not taken the time to really heal ourselves from the baggage or from the past relationships that we've experienced. But at the same time, I mean, again, I can only speak for me. I used to be that cutthroat person, right? No nonsense, just didn't want to be hurt type thing. I'm going to hurt you before you hurt me, right? Now, because I've had to take the time to learn to love me better, regardless of whether a man loved me, I had to learn to love me better. And when I was able to do that, it's like now I have a better mindset as to how to take the time to, listen intently to my partner, or to not take advantage of the vulnerability that they give me. You know what I mean? Because now I'm at that level where I'm going to be ultimate. I'm going to give you the ultimate vulnerability of myself. I want to give you all of me, and I expect you to do the same in return. But again, that takes maturing. And everyone is not at a level of maturity where they are able to understand and comprehend those things. And that's why you have, whether it's relationships, whether it's friendships, that do not last because people are walking in their own pain and just cutting even everybody that they run into because they don't want to heal their own issues.
Right.
So true.
Because you can't teach the class without the teacher.
Correct. That is so true. That is so true. So it's almost like, we find ourselves in situations where we will initially, we connect with people that seemingly have, similar likes or dislikes or common goals or things of that nature, right? But then over time, it's like you still have to find a mutual goal in order to sustain the relationship, because there are going to be moments in which you may not agree on everything, or say, for instance, I'll put it like this. Okay, so Dedrick, say, for instance, we became really good friends and now we are deciding to move into a relationship, right? Now, we're both saying, hey, well, we're going to create a business together, right? Now, in your mind, you have a certain way in which that should be done, right? But in my mind, I have a different way that we could do that. Now, if we are not in a place, shifting. Okay. So if we are not in a place where we're able to communicate each other's views as to say, hey, well, Dedrick, I think maybe we should incorporate this. Or you're like, well, Tomease, I think we should maybe incorporate this, opposed to either one of us taking on that thought of, oh, well, it's going to be this way or no way, because I know what I'm doing, or or I think this is right. Ultimately, you have to be able to meet each other in the middle because, for one, you have a common goal. You just have different ideals as to how to get to that goal.
Tomease, I'm gonna make it easy for you. I'm gonna make it easy for you. It's a team. You got a quarterback, you got a wide receiver.
Correct.
Somebody got to play quarterback, somebody got to play wide receiver.
Correct.
I'm not gonna tell you how to catch the ball. My job is to throw the ball to you. Your job is to get open. You're gonna tell me, hey D, just make sure you give me enough time. If you got to step into the pocket, step away from the pocket, trust me and deliver that ball to me. I'm gonna have it delivered. So the point I'm getting at, to me, is in our listening audience and our viewing audience, is to realize in life that everybody has their greatness. Everybody have they not so good at. The key is that what you're great at, you dominate that. Because guess what? No two people are going to be great in the same areas. Okay. Because I'm going to say, man, I ain't the best cook, but guess what? You cook, I'm going to be the best cleaner. I'm going to learn how to clean because I'm going to compliment what you don't do great at. Okay. And I'm going to perfect that well. So the key is that the problem is that we don't trust each other roles. The wide receiver don't trust the quarterback. If the quarterback don't trust wide receiver, the wide receiver don't trust the quarterback, that offense is not going to move and work. That's what happens. That's why it's failed. It's called trust, taking risk under stressful times. Who take risks when they stress? Very few people do. But if you decide to relinquish myself to you and you relinquish yourself to me, it's not based on who gender roles or what roles people do. It means that you got this, I got it. You got that? Yeah, I got that. And we keep it moving. But the problem is that you cannot achieve greatness when there's a war. The war, you when there's battles, there's a war. Okay. But where did the war start? I keep going back to that. It started before you even came into that person's life.
Correct.
So again, do you have wars, or are you in a war that you're dealing with within yourself? And that's the key. Because again, you can operate a business, you can decide what you're going to eat, you can decide who's going to wash clothes. Guess what? You can do it. You got it. You ain't got to really talk because guess what? It gels together. You look out for one another. What I do for you is almost exactly like I do for myself. But that's what happens when you relinquish to one another. But people come into people's lives as free agents. Okay. And they ready to jump into the transfer portal. Okay. When things don't go right, like Bree. Okay. So when things go right, I'm going to the transfer portal. I'm out. He wasting my time.
Right.
That ain't going right. And like Wisdom say, hey, you got to get through some time. Jesus, don't happen like that. And people go through trials and tribulations in their life. You know, people go through traumatic situations that got nothing to do both of y'all together that can create a detour and put you through a valley that is hard to get back to the mountaintop. But it takes time. That's when the difference between having a sponsor in your life and having a partner in your life. So who do you have, a sponsor or you have a partner? And that's the separation between the two. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And that is decided way early in the game. Okay. Right. Now, some people shield themselves. No, don't lie. But
they do that too much, though. you cannot shield yourself to the point. I'm gonna get into detail about that at a later conversation. I told you, Jay, we were gonna go there now. I told you. You said you gave me the okay now.
I did.
You cannot shield yourself to the point to where you can't be loved. You want to give the love, but you don't want to receive the love. But when you receive the love, no, you're getting too close. I don't like that mushy stuff. I don't like to hold hands. I don't like to kiss. Well, what we doing then?
They want the benefits of it. They want
it ain't even no benefits, D. You cannot. It ain't even no benefits. We just sitting there looking at each other like twiddling our fingers, like the Flintstones. Like I don't even want to. Go and get yourself together. Go and get a life. Do something. Talk to your counselor. Something. Because no man or woman want to be with a person like that. That goes beyond trauma. That goes beyond the headache. That's like, what the hell wrong with you?
Right.
Like they want that. They quick. They want to go eat. They quick go run the bill, some
Well,
drinks and
you
some
can go
food.
to Burger King and buy your own meal, two for
Again,
15.
that's why I
But
say it's
see,
entertainment.
if you think about it, though, that's kind of like what Bree was saying in a sense, right?
Mhm.
Because when you meet an individual and you've spent time with an individual and you're basically at that stage where you're trying to love on them, or you know what I'm saying, give that type of affection, and you have the other person that is not giving you that. So it's like, why am I going to sit here and
But you got to
continue
be
to
willing to open up to get that love. You
Well,
cannot.
but again, I can only speak for me. Now, I
Mhm.
don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with being open. I don't have a problem with, allowing you into my world. Basically,
Right.
that's what I'm doing. I'm allowing you in my space. I'm
Okay.
allowing you in my world and everything that is attached to me, good, bad, or indifferent, right? But
Right.
if the person that I am doing that with, again, is not able to reciprocate that, because it's about reciprocity. If you're not able to reciprocate that, then why am I continually doing this? You know what I mean? Because at
Mm-hmm.
this point, there's no level of you even trying to grow to get to where I'm at. And I feel
Mhm.
like that
That's true.
goes both ways. If
Mhm.
you are a man and you have a woman that is in the same position where she is not at a level in which she is trying to grow to meet you, even if she's not where you are, because my thing is, I'm not big on that. It's not about money for me. It's not about status or clout or anything of that nature. I'm going to look at what, again, as Dedrick said, what you value, because what you value speaks volumes about yourself, right? So if I feel as if we have those same values, even if we're, on different levels, I'm still gonna work with you, but my thing is, are you willing to grow? Are you willing to
Now, but this goes back to what D and you said about maturity. I'm gonna add to that. Yes, maturity is the most. That's the second key besides faith.
Hmm.
Now, faith is the second key. The key in front of that is prayer. If me and her can't pray together and
correct?
have some faith together, no offense, I'm
Yep,
good. I'm
correct.
straight. That person against you is just me. That's part of my preference. But you have to, uh, you have to allow yourself to let your past life go. Your exes, your baggage, all of that came with that, in order to embrace the new chapter, what I call your now.
Correct.
What happened in 2022 is not going to work for you in 2024.
Indeed.
2 years later. What worked in 2024 is not going to work 4 months from now,
Indeed.
because of your mindset and your maturity level constantly changes every day. At least it's supposed to anyway. So in reality, before you even go for a man, or for you even go for a woman, you gotta allow yourself to evolve. So you can be in the place of, you know what, this is what I want in a woman. This is what I look for. This is my values. This is what I'm gonna settle for. This is what I'm not gonna settle for. This is what we need to do, and vice versa. That's just me. That's just my little 1 3rd sense. I'm just letting y'all know, y'all see no women out there. I'm just, no, I mean, that's how it's supposed to be.
And we make it so hard on what it is, wisdom, and we make it so hard
And
on
see,
what it
that's
is.
the thing. We make me and Gina Stone. We wrote a poem yesterday, day before yesterday. We made the simple, and the line in my poem is, we make the simple things hard and the harder things harder. Why?
Protection.
Protection from what? You're gonna get hurt, you're gonna cry, you're gonna get scarred, you're gonna get a headache, you're gonna get your feelings hurt. So what?
We like that entertainment.
We as men, and you know I'm right, D, we as men, we're taught as little boys not to cry,
True that.
not to show no type of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
By the time we're 6, 7, 8 years old, we don't show no emotions.
Mm-hmm.
We cry, but it's on the inside. If that's on a good day. So as we become older and we begin to date in a relationship, the first thing a woman said, well, man up. Not understanding we're already damaged. As you stated earlier, you're supposed to be a helpmate. So if you're gonna help me, don't help continue destroying me by saying man up. Because that's adding more to the damage.
Wisdom.
But you want me to help you with your scars and your hurt and your anger and your pain. That's what men are there for. But we hurt just like you queens.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we not be vulnerable with you? Why can't we not cry?
Mm-hmm.
I have not yet met a black queen answer that question yet. Why can't we not shed a tear? Why we can't?
Wisdom.
Why can't we not
wisdom.
lay our hand in your lap
parent.
and say, babe, something wrong with me. I don't want to talk. I just hold me.
Wisdom. I'm a parent.
Mm-hmm.
It comes from being a parent. That starts from home. A parent have to teach their son and daughter of these things. If the problem is that people have kids, they have children, but they don't parent. Children became a sexual byproducts of bad relationships.
That part.
Not a symbol of your legacy. You heard what I'm gonna repeat that again. Children could be a sexual byproduct of a bad relationship, or it could be a symbol of your legacy. That's it.
Wow.
So if they're a part of your legacy, you're gonna do whatever it takes to protect your estate, to protect your legacy, and make sure they continue that brand, which is the name of your family, for many generations. Or they are the sexual byproduct, so everything is an issue, everything is problems, everything is drama, is because that what they had a child that they really didn't want because it didn't come from love. It came because it was a bad night that somebody didn't pull up. I'm just being honest.
And see, I teach my boys. I say it's okay to show your emotions. It's okay to express how you feel. Don't you ever hold how you feel in.
Correct.
If you cannot express how you feel to your lady, she ain't the one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not. She ain't the one for you.
That's true.
And I tell her to her face, you ain't the one.
That's true.
That's
and, but there's a lot of creatures out there, and in this world we live in, because of their foundation was never set. And it's all because of how they grew up, and it's all because if they had peace of a marriage or a relationship, and like I keep going back to this war, battles of you can't fight a battle unless there's a war. Now, was it like World War II when everybody had to jump in?
Yep,
and
everybody.
You was number 5 dude, and you jumping into the war like World War II, or you're the original. Most time you jumping into a war that was already started for the last 20, 30 years.
I'm gonna give you an example. D.
Hold on, Wisdom, before you say that, because I had to pose somewhat of according to what you stated, because again, there are a lot of women that do not allow their men to be vulnerable, right?
Correct.
And they do consider that as almost like a weakness.
Correct.
Now, I look at this again only from my perspective. Even in my cutthroat days, right? I've always been motherly, right? I've always had a motherly energy about me, where whatever you needed, I'm going to make sure that you have it. If I have it, you have it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And
Yes.
even now, I still operate in that. If there's anything that I can assist you with, I will put whatever I got to the side right now because I want to help you. You know what I mean? I want to get you to a level of, growth or healing or whatever it is that you need at that moment,
That's
right?
control.
Now, but the thing of it
That's
is,
control.
how is that control?
That's control. Think about it. When you're a mother, you're not a partner. You're gonna say, I become the dependent. Okay. You're saying, so that's not partnership. You're saying partnership is that you are equal. It's not because I understand you had good intent, what it is, but it's the fact that if you come into somebody's life as that mother hen, that means that I'm just a dependent of yours. You're saying I'm subordinate to you. You're saying I'm inferior to you. You are superior. You're saying then that man does not become a man. He becomes a little boy. Okay.
Mm.
That's
And
not
that's
partnership.
the point that I was going to make,
Yeah.
because that's almost like borderline codependency, because
Thank
now
you.
you aren't dealing with a even playing field. You're dealing with an individual now that is becoming dependent on you. So how do you kind of like bridge from that? You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately you want a woman that's going to be there to support you and
Of
encourage you
course.
and
Of course.
assist you in different areas of your life. But how do you even explain to a man, hey, I'm willing to do all of these things with you because I want us to grow, I want to help us build?
Relinquishing. Relinquishing, Tomease. Relinquish. You relinquish to him, he relinquished to you. But we play that I call part-time parent role is because of the fact that we really not secure to the person we have. So again, when you relinquish to me, that means that, hey, dude, you got the keys. You driving the car. I'm just gonna take a nap while you drive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Vice
And I don't have to
versa.
worry. And it
Correct.
goes both ways.
It
When he
does.
turned over the keys to you, I'm taking me a nap. You just let me know when we get there. So that
Exactly.
means that you fully relinquish to one another. So you become partners, not become I call part-time parent to that person. That's why a lot of women who are very masculine, women who supreme masculinity, who wear the cape, who wear the S on their chest and wear the cape behind their neck, they go after simps. They go after more, because I can control him. That's more. And then when the brother who is supposed is alpha, then he's narcissistic because he gonna hold your ass accountable. He ain't gonna take no mess. He's like, man, what is this about? This is foolishness. You were saying, what is this all about? That's why it's easy to be with somebody that's laid back. Laid back is simp because he's controllable. But guess what? Then you complain that he don't have his stuff together. Of course, you don't have his stuff together
Right.
because you're his mother. You're not his partner.
What?
And
Okay.
so everything starts with the foundation.
Okay, and I agree with that. I totally agree with that, because I done been with a few simps. Okay, so I agree with that. But
Easy.
I'm at a place in my
Usually you're
life,
laughing, man.
and I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna keep it
I'm
honest.
gonna wait. Go ahead. I'm gonna wait.
My thing is, though, when you get to a point in your life where, I feel like this, I have encountered, real men, I guess you could say, that have challenged me in certain ways. And at first, I took it almost like an insult,
You
or
did. You took it as you, so ain't no almost. You did.
right. I
You did.
combated that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're right. I was always the one in control. I was always the one, exuding that masculinity. You know what I mean? Even being a single mom, I had to do everything. So I operated in that, right? But even when I, interacted with this individual, at first it was like, I felt like, excuse my language, I felt like this nigga was just on my neck all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But over time, it was understood, hey, I'm doing this not because I'm devaluing you or I'm belittling you. I'm doing this because I see the potential and greatness in you and I want to bring that forth, right? Once that was notated in my mind, it was like, okay, I could work with this, But the problem now becomes, it's okay now for you to somewhat check me or hold me accountable. I don't mind that. I'll take ownership for whatever it is I'm not doing. You know, you're right. Let me work on this. Let me get this together, right? But when the shoe is on the other foot and I'm like, hey, you know, you might want to check on that. Like you might want to look into this. It's the problem now.
No, okay, let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. I was waiting for you to say that. I was waiting.
You know what? Don't do that. Don't do me like that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go there. It's not that it's a problem. Some queens, and I'm gonna catch some backlash. That's all right. I got y'all. Kind of. Some queens gotta keep in mind. It's not what you say to a man.
It's how you
It's
say it.
how you say it and the tone that you use.
Correct. I agree.
Because the tone and the things that you say set everything in motion.
And I agree. Like I said, I can't speak for every woman. And it has taken me years to get to this level of accountability, even with myself. And I'm very tactful in how I say
be yourself.
things.
I mean, be yourself. I
understand.
be yourself. I mean, don't code switch. Be yourself. But at the same time, too, is that you got some people, like myself. I don't care about. You can put on the billboard on I-10 and 610 loop, or you could you can scream it at me. It don't hurt my feelings. But my whole deal, like I said again, is this a battle? Or is this a battle? Or are we in a battle? Means that mean are we in a war or not? Because again, there's going to be disagreements, misunderstandings. Those things are always going to occur. But the quest is, what is the end game? Is the end game is to get on the same page, or the end game is something bigger than really what it is? It's like you're finding things to create havoc because again, you at war.
Poking that bear.
Because you at war.
Stop poking the bear. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Because you really could. That's a really bigger conversation. Because you really checked out.
If you're okay.
Come with it. Let's go.
I'm about to get my notebook out. Okay. So get
your tablet. Let's go. Bump the notebook. Get your tablet. Let's go.
Let me ask this. Now, what if as a woman you're not going to poke the bear because you understand again that is going to add more fuel to the fire, right?
Correct.
So if you're not in a position where you're doing that, ultimately, I believe that if you are still not in a place where you're either effectively communicating what it is that you feel, or even if you are doing that and your partner is not in a place of receiving what you're saying, it's like now, even though you're not poking the bear, you're now just basically settling and accepting of this behavior. And if that behavior is not changed,
not really,
not
really, because you guys are one size. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm
one size fit all.
It's one size fit all approach, and that's the problem is that you got to make adjustments, and that's what hurts a lot of teams. If you didn't have time, or between innings, or not able to make adjustments at halftime, if not, you're gonna get beat. And those adjustments have to be made. Just because how you were with Eric before you got with me, that was cool with Eric, but that ain't gonna roll with Dedrick. You got to make those adjustments. And the problem is that people don't want to make those adjustments because I'm out because somebody else could deal with this. And if he ain't going to deal with it, I'm going on. And that's when, again, as I tell people, we getting older and nobody going to want you. And you're going to be by yourself forever because you're not at halftime willing to make the adjustment. And just as simple to say, my bad. I'm going to get it together.
Sorry.
Just give me some time to get it right. But I'm going through some things. Just be patient with me. I promise I'm going to take care of you. But our masculinity on both sides of our spectrum in our community is so dominant that we are so afraid just to say to say, my bad, I'm going to get it together. I'm doing the best I can right now.
Correct.
Just give me some time to get it right. But again, we so stuck on pride. Pride. Ain't nobody ever won off of pride. Pride is pride. Pride gets you nowhere. And everything else.
This is my thing with the friends. I'm okay with my lady having friends, right? If her friends can hold her accountable, say, hey, look, girl, you doing wrong. I'm not gonna hold you up with this. You need to correct this. A, B, C, D. Go back home. That's fine. And same thing with me. But if it doesn't work that way on both sides, which that's another more division in our community, it ain't gonna work. That's why we have a lot of single mothers, a lot of single fathers, a lot of single parents versus actual parenting together. You can have both parents in the house and it still don't mean a thing.
That's true. Definitely true.
It don't.
This conversation right here, oh my goodness. We might have to do a part 2 with some.
Oh yeah, we doing a part 2, y'all. We doing a part 2, y'all. I tell you.
We're gonna definitely have to do a part 2. Once again, I just wanted to say thank you to all of the guests this evening that have been here, those that have come and gone, Anthony, Dedrick, as well as Brise. Thank you, and you as well, Wisdom. Thank you so much. Now, just to let you all know, Wisdom is definitely going to be on our panel again. So get used to seeing this face. He's going to be one of the returning panelists, dropping them gems and all of this wisdom and knowledge. So we are definitely looking forward to the next show. Again, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. And I am going to close us out with a few commercial breaks, y'all.
Let's get it.
Imagine your favorite taste as a smell, intensified 10 times, in a bottle so strong that one spray brightens your day, and it lasts all day long, and in some cases, all week. What if I told you you can have it in your life, and it can fit in your pocket? I would not advise you to eat it, although you may want to, but you can spray it wherever you want. We call it the Stinky Stopper, because it smells so good, it just changes your mood and puts a smile on your face.
Does your business need more visibility? Need more affordable marketing platforms? Don't let your foundation crumble. Advertise with us, shaking up the algorithms, where we shift your marketing one show at a time. We have package prices starting as low as $25. Contact us for more details via email, twinforceproductions@gmail.com. All right, everyone. We are about to close out on this evening, but again, I wanted to leave with our weekly words of wisdom. And this show, I'm just going to be honest, this show really brought about a lot of information on how it is so imperative for women as well as men to understand and maintain their roles. When you are in a place where you know who you are as an individual and what you bring to humanity, you're able to have an effective, loving relationship or friendship with those people that you connect with. But it is so important that you maintain a level of patience, prayer, and faith to be able to relate and be relatable to the people in which you're connected to. So, with that being said, Thank you all so much again for participating with us this evening here at Shaking Up the Algorithms. And join us for our next Real Talk conversation. Y'all have a good night.
Find us on our social media page.
Special thanks to this week's sponsors.
Tune in for our next video. Make sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you won't miss out on any future episodes.